Many college students juggle more than just school, work, and athletics. A lot of them juggle the pressure to finish their school assignments with the desire to pursue their lifelong dreams. For many of those students, music and art lie at the core of their dreams. For Matt Zotti, a junior communication major at the University of Utah, his lifelong dream is to become recognized as a professional electronic dance music producer.
I'm Matt Zotti. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, but I currently live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm a full-time student and an electronic music producer. I would say I'm more of an artist in terms of what I personally am passionate about, and even just time consumption. Where I spend my time and what I'm most focused on, it's really with art. And it's totally subjective. It's beautiful, it's ugly, it's pretty much everything. The platform I use is SoundCloud. I have around 700,000 plays. Average about like 10,000 plays a week. It's not a one song kind of deal. It's like the audience is carrying over to my other tracks, which is, really comforting. As a career, art is something that I definitely would pursue much more seriously than school. Like, definitely don't get me wrong, I think it's really important to get a degree, especially today, 2017. I mean, it's not like it was 50 years ago at all, but basically I'm in school, for stability. If I'm going to be, housed and have my food paid for and like little things like toilet paper and all that stuff, because if I'm not in school, then I'm gonna have to work full time. And the way I view it is that if I have all this free time in my hands and I have to sacrifice some of that just to study, when I, like on the other hand, would have to work a full-time job, get home, I'm already tired. Like, I'm gonna be doing that for the rest of my life. So if I can, do this now and go to school, I realistically I'll have more time. So as long as you find your path within school, I think if you allow it to be, it can be fun. While I'm young, I might as well just try to juggle both. I mean, I know plenty of people who are like in their 30s, working full-time jobs and still have time to make music and have, kids and a family. So I could really be totally content scraping by and, just doing this for the rest of my life than working in a cubicle. I would say just spend your time wisely and, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but really manage your time wisely. If you have free time, don't just sit around. Like, if you really want to make something happen, then you will put in the time to work hard at it and be persistent. And that's really what it comes down to.
Sam Johnson, a junior psychology major and sociology minor, manages finishing his schoolwork with writing music and performing with his band Static Nostalgia.
My name is Sam Johnson. I play for Static Nostalgia, and I play drums and I co-write lyrics as well. I've got kind of two life trajectories in front of me because I'm currently in the psych program as a psych major and also as a sociology minor. So it's kind of like I got two career paths. It's like I can either do music and do that professionally, or I can become a counselor and pursue that as well. So it's really just kind of like whatever takes off first. If there's like an opportunity where we can, go play Warped Tour, or we get picked up for a tour, like opening for somebody, then, I would quit school for that opportunity. But if that doesn't happen soon, then, I'm gonna finish school and kind of work on that. I'm here at college because I have that second interest in people and working with people and helping them through their problems. It is a money thing too, because it's just like, again, whatever's more financially secure at the time, I feel like I'll go with. For people in a similar position to me, I would say go with whatever makes you happy. It's kind of a cliche to say, just do what makes you happy. But even though you might be living out on the street, but I mean, it's really true, because if you're not happy where you are, even if I do pursue this career path of, being a counselor, but at the end of the day, I still have that regret of I didn't pursue the band and I didn't go on tour and I didn't do all these things I wanted to do, then there's that bit of regret to it. So I'd say, if you have an opportunity to do music, do it, because it's the most challenging and rewarding experience that I feel anyone can ever do with their lives. Just getting out there, bearing your heart and soul on a stage for 30 minutes to an hour every night. It's the most rewarding experience ever.
Other members of the Westminster community have managed to take care of school and pursue their dreams and aspirations.
Yeah, hi, I'm David Baddley. I teach photo classes and kind of run the photo program here at Westminster, and have done so A long time. I think I'm in something like my 15th year of being full-time, but I did 13 years as an adjunct before that, and so yeah, I've been here teaching photo classes basically ever since I got out of college. So yeah, lifelong gig. Basically, an artist is something that I think somebody kind of is, and on some level everybody kind of is, but I don't think there's like this defining moment where you say, I want to be an artist, you know, any more than there's like this defining moment where you decide, like, I want to grow hair on my head, or something like that. I think it's just something that you kind of do. It's someone who you kind of are. If I were to go back to my college days and kind of think ahead to what I'm doing now, it probably wouldn't look a lot like what I'm doing now. And I think it's just because I never really made those decisions. I never really, you know, sat down and planned out my career or thought about what I wanted it to look like. If I was going to go to school at all, it was going to have to be kind of paid for with whatever kind of like financial arrangements I could score. And one of them was they were willing to give me tuition waivers in exchange for teaching classes. And so I began doing that, and I really enjoyed it, and I was kind of okay at it, and I kept getting more gigs, and kind of my life in teaching sort of just evolved from that. I mean, it really was something that kind of fell in my lap. It wasn't something that I ever really professionally went after. I think some people go to school with the intention of really wanting to build a career in art and learn the physical skills they need to do to be able to do that. And I think that's fine, and I think that works for some people. I think other people like me are more kind of organic about it. And I was in art school because I was passionate about making art, and that was the best and easiest and most accessible environment for me to be able to do that. But it really came down to this notion of, I never really linked art making and money making. I think that's a very kind of capitalist perspective. For me, having to make art was just simply a component of who I was, and whether or not I was making money with it or starving almost didn't really matter. You know, it's like making art was really kind of like what the important thing to me was. And school, if anything, made it easier, not more difficult. I think skiing's a good analogy. It's like the more time you spend doing it, the easier it is. And the more you surround yourself with an environment that allows you to be able to do it, the more you're going to do it and the better at it you're going to get. So it's not like these things stood in the way of each other. But the whole notion of making money with it, I don't know, maybe when I grow up I'll think about how I can make money with my love of art, you know. But that's something that I really haven't honestly been very ambitious about. Be honest with yourself. Do the things that you want to do because you genuinely believe that that's what you want to do, rather than you feel like that's what you should do.